Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to day 3 of boredom. Today was not as boring as I thought it would be because I didn't exactly stay in the house, but I'm not going to talk about that. Today I'm going to talk about my highlight, which has just happened. Okay, you know when there's like nothing on TV, you go to MTV. So I was watching MTV and it was Silent Library, and guess who's on it today? New Boys and Iyaz or whatever. I don't care. But New Boys. I think it was so funny because Legacy gotta pretend, oh, I'm so mad cool for this. He doesn't talk the whole time he's there. He's just sitting there chewing his gum like, I'm so cool. Well, the black guy, I never remember his name, so I'm gonna call him the black new boy. But anywho, right now, let's start with Legacy. He gets he goes first, right? And his thing is he has to make a dunk. He has to jump on the trampoline and try to make a dunk. So he's like, oh, dribbling the ball, spinning on his fingers, showing off. And then he starts running, jumps on the trampoline, his feet go through the trampoline, and he falls on his ass. And then everybody's laughing at him. He's all tight. Like, what the hell? He doesn't even want to get up. He's just looking around like, what the hell did just happen? Don't even, And then so everybody's like, all right, we're going to calm down, right? Because he didn't win because everybody was laughing, which means, it was too loud. So then he goes, and then next time, it's him again. And this time, right? So this time, it's like, I don't know, a kid throws a tantrum, and this big white guy comes in just as a kid with a teddy bear in his hands and just starts beating him. And Legacy looks like he wants to punch him in the face, but he can't do anything because of the game. And he's like huffing and puffing. He's like he was like he's about to do something, but then he doesn't. And then the third one he had to do was like he was wearing a Velcro suit, and the midget comes on and like sticks onto him. He has 15 seconds to get the midget off. As soon as the midget jumps on him, he pushes him so hard that he falls on top of the midget, on top of the trampoline, and then he just like rips the midget off of him and kicks him on the floor. And the midget's looking over like, what the hell, man? It's just a game. You don't have to be mad rough. And then Legacy's like, oh man. And everybody's like hitting him on the helmet, like, yeah, you did that mad fast. He's like, touch me. And I'm like, all right, Legacy, we get it, son. You hard. We get it. But calm down. It's just a game. You went on the show. Anywho, next person. Next person was the black new boy. And first he had dirty dishes and he had to lick them clean with his tongue. And, apparently, these new boys, they good at what they do. Like how you see how Legacy took down that midget. That's how he takes down girls. So then you have the black one, and then I don't like calling him the black one. That's so mean. But he was looking at, he got a big tongue. He didn't finish because he was all spitting it out and going, it's nasty. But that thing did look nasty. It was all green and brown and white stuff was all smeared on it. I wouldn't want to look that either. But anyway, the next one he did was well, not the next one he did. He was the only one who didn't have to do it. It was like they all had balloons under their shirts, and then and inflated until they exploded. And then again, you have Legacy. He's like, just chilling. Ooh, this balloon is stretching out my red sweater. It's mad nice, explodes. Oh, okay. And he was all cool with it, and everybody else, was having fun. I don't know, he gotta be a stuck-up bum for. Anywho, the other person on the show, Iyaz, whatever, he didn't really have to do much, I don't think. I have to write it down, because I don't really care. Oh, he got a noogie, a motorized noogie in his head, and everybody's like, it did look like it hurt. And then he had this thing where he was like, had to find out what was behind the door. And like they open the door and there's a whole bunch of clowns just running around the door and keep coming through and smacking him with stuff, and then they end with like hitting him in the face with a pie. So other than Legacy's, I don't know, actions, so this day was boring again. Yay me. But if only you guys could see Legacy fall again. It was just like, anywho, so I see you again.